This is Brian with the educational team here at Index Speculator. Thank you again for joining us in this live room. We've all been talking about the levels this morning, and just wanted to make this available to as an example of what you can expect when you join us in the trading room. Again, we're looking live trading right now. Just opened on the Emini 500. A lot of our members have kept an eye on this level here, this 2732. Again, the important thing is we want to see when you draw support and resistance, you want to see multiple occurrences. Big rejection here, but what we're also seeing is this prior level around 2726 also being bought up. So we could draw that. We saw a break here. We're just watching it. We're not, jumping in just yet. We want to see it break, close above the resistance. That resistance will turn into support. So we want to see it close above here and then retest it. That retest will be where we'll look to get in. We are staring at a 15-minute. If we can come back on the daily. You can see on the S&P 500, we've talked about this prominent pattern that we've been working with. 2600 is the level on the bottom side of this triangle. And of course, we have the descending band, descending upper band. So it's broken it. Typically, we want to see the retest. Our bias is to the downside. So we're not really looking to try to go long here. But what we do know about this pattern, distance between the top and the bottom will typically be the distance from the breakout to the top of, or if it breaks down below, we know that the distance initially within the pattern will be the result of the move in the market. But the idea is looking at a bigger chart, we can feel comfortable getting the context and being able to move we're able to get the context of the market. Let me just pull this back. So again, live trading, S&P, E-mini. We had Steve Mnuchin, U.S. Treasury Secretary. His words are, the trade war is on hold. We had a huge movement. Nothing to get excited about because we ran right back into the same level we've been looking at, this 2732. And again, we had a lot of trading, and we traded this range, we traded this breakout, we traded this retest of prior resistance, which is now support, and we got that breakout. Here was last night, and we're seeing it trying to break above this prior resistance. So for multiple days here, even since the going back to the 11th, we're having this 2732 line, and on the downside, we felt very confident at the 2717. So again, we start with the bigger picture on the S&P 500. This 2600, and then we had the upper band. So we're seeing the breakout. We're seeing if this will retest. It's typically what we want. It's typically what we prefer before it does take off again. So again, we're watching a 5-minute. Seeing if it'll break out. It has closed above this 2732. We want to see it come down and retest it before we get back in. So we will be watching that again. If our traders here make the entrance, make the move to get into it, we'll definitely let everyone know. But we're going to continue to watch this, and we're just waiting. That's part of trading. We want to see it retest prior resistance. All right, we're still here live trading. Again, as a permanent full access member indexspeculator.com. Again, I'm listening in on the chatter of our professional traders. They're keeping an eye on this. Just taking a look at it. The reason we use multiple time frames, we start with the bigger picture on the daily. Again, we talked about this prominent pattern in the S&P 500 year to date for 2018, 2600 being this bottom part of the triangle. We had the breakout of the upper band. Our bias is that it retests. That typically happens. But if not, then we do know that generally speaking with this pattern, to the downside or upside, the distance, so from 2600 up to about 2880, that same distance will be the distance of the move in the breakout. So we would expect it to exceed the 2018 highs. If we talk about fundamentals, then the fundamentals are there to support higher equity prices. What we could see, though, is as we zoom in, we want to be careful here now that we've broken out. Typically, we like to see a retest on the S&P 500. So let's zoom in. We have the context of the bigger picture. We can move from the daily to the hourly. Hourly, again, we get an idea that this move here in the futures overnight, Steve Mnuchin saying that the trade war was on hold. We saw that reaction in the market. But again, we come right up against the 2732 resistance. And you can see our other videos on how we've traded this in the past. Listening in now, we move to the 5. They're still trying to see that we close, so we have broken the resistance. We want to see it retest, and that retest is where our traders are talking about getting in. And right now they're waiting. So we will check back here in a little bit to see where they're at. All right, now, so again, we wanted to see the breakout of the prior resistance, more or less 2732 on S&P Mini 500. We want to see a retest. That will be our entry point. Typically, when support, we'll want to see a breakout, close above that breakout, and then a retest of the prior level. So we'll continue to watch here. We got our orders put on. I'm listening to traders. They're watching that. We've sent out the notification to members that we're about to enter a trade. So hopefully that can give them a little bit of time to get in. And a lot of them are, as we see here in the chat, is about 70 watching right now. And a lot of them, a lot of them have traded the breakout, done very well. They traded this move overnight. But again, our professionals, myself included, we're looking to get in on this retest. So we'll continue to watch this. Should be short. All right, so we have had this breakout of the prior resistance at 2732. Need to move this line up a little bit, but you get the idea that we're continuing to watch this retest. That is our entry point, and we'll be sure to now have 78. So 78 members are now in the live trading on the chat as well. We had sent out that notification that the professional traders were about to enter. Many people are already in the trade. Some are adding positions. We want to just see this retest at 2732. And let me look here. I'm going to try to get 10 contracts. It's at 2732. That's a very classic way that we've entered most of our trades, especially with futures. They can be very volatile very quickly. We want to make sure that... All right, we are in 2732. We have contracts on. Professional traders are in. Some other members have gotten in. Okay, and seeing all the comments here, I'm listening to the feed. And we're just continue to watch this. 2732. All right, some more people were able to buy. That's good. And I'm just doing a quick little voiceover. I want to make sure that you can get an idea of what the live trading is like. And as you become a member, again, it's permanent. we had a lot of members when everything was free, and it just really wasn't conducive to what our goal is, which is making sure that we have a very focused session, very focused chat, our weekly Q&A with traders, and all that content. It just began to get worn down by having, you know, hundreds of people in on everything at one time. I think we were having live trading sessions with 700, 800 people. It just was not working right. So we hit the reset button. We reintroduce the site. We reintroduce the membership, and people were able to join in. A lot of people that take this very seriously, that want to do it on their own terms, they've all become members. So, right now we're at 82 people on the live trading. A lot of people got in at 27.32. We again saw the breakout, wanted to see the retest. We've gotten in. So we're up about a point. Some people were taking positions off, but our traders want to see it move from 27.32 back up to 27.36. We're going to see it move here where we've gotten in on the pullback, on the retest, and the next level will be this 27.36. It was rejected over here. You can see that particular candle is what we prefer to see when we want to know where should we get out. Where's the selling pushing that candle down? So again, we're in at 27.32. We want to see it climb back up to 27.36. It'll be a 4-point move here on the S&P E-mini. All right, we're still on the live trade feed here with indexspeculator.com. A lot of our members did quite well. The professional traders, and myself included, we tend to not really trade the weekend session. We did see quite a substantial move on the futures, but it ran right smack into 27.32. We saw it break out. We wanted to get in on a retest. So you just on this breakout, you want to see it come back and test the level and hold. Did that. We were in at 27.32. We're continuing to watch this. We want to see a move up to 27.36. A lot of the E-mini traders today, our professional traders, are looking at how that was rejected. They want to see it move from 27.32 back to 27.36. We sent the notifications out to members. We are up to 83 in the live chat and the live feed. Many of them are long 27.32, and some are uncomfortable. That's funny. We had the entry over here about 10 minutes ago. And we're just watching this, so we'll continue to update you. We want to see it move back to where it was previously rejected. We can get maybe some more context going back. And you see, of course, here's a level drawn that was talked about as well in the pre-market discussions. Our traders are looking at 27.40 is at top. And there's some room here. If it can break and sustain it, there's some room for it to run up to 27.40. We're just watching this. It's been rejected here recently. We're seeing, okay, so some more people are getting in at 27.32. Adding on. We'll have to do a video on how do you know when to add positions. That's not something that we're doing right now. We, each of our professional traders trade differently depending on the size of their accounts. And there's ways that we'll add on, typically in a trending session. We'll want to add to a position. But right now, we are just looking for a quick move. I've put on just 10 contracts this morning. I keep my position size small here because I know that this level has been rejected 3 times. It could be rejected, I could be wrong, in which case we are all the way back down to that 27.17 that's worked out so well for us over the last couple of sessions. So let's get back here on the 5-minute. We'll see if it can hold this 27.32, and then we'll see that move here higher back up to 27.36. Even though we had marked 27.40, we wanted to take the more recent resistance level for our exit. So we'll keep watching here. This is looking good. Looks like some buyers are coming in at 27.32. Again, have 10 contracts on at 27.32, and just want to see this move its way back up to 27.36. All right, again, we're still in this live trade. It's important that you keep position size small. I want to give you an example, and right now we're at 87 strong on the chat and the live feed with our professional traders, myself included. And again, I went 10 contract size, 27.32. We've talked about that level. We're almost here at 27.36. It's a good idea as you're in trades like this. You want to keep an idea of what you're trading. The underlying this morning is Emini S&P 500. Each tick is $12.50. Each point per contract is $50. I have 10 contracts on, so it's $500 each point. We're almost back to 27.36 where it was rejected. So let's see here. Make sure I have my limits on because I got in 27.32. We want to get out 27.36. So it'll be a $2,000 4-point trade here this morning. Again, it's very important you stick to your plan. The plan was have a breakout of the level. We want to see it retest before we get back in. We want to see a retest before we get back in. 27.35. Seeing it. So we are back. We want to see it move kind of where it was rejected at 27.36, at 27.35. So we can take, let's go ahead and just take half off. We can lock that in. So we have 5 contracts off here. Come on, it just needs to hit it one more time. Yeah, a lot of times it's, you're waiting for the market to move to the points you've determined for your entries and exits. So we waited for 27.32. We know it's getting rejected around 27.36, and let's get out. Let's get the limit for the 10 contracts. We got the meat of this move here from 27.32 up to 27.36. We have a nice little morning. Remember your sizing. It stayed small this morning because if it wasn't able to stay above 27.32, we could see it go all the way back down to 27.17. And got the limit on. Good thing with the mini is very liquid. You can get in and you can get out. Just need one more. All right, and we are out. These notifications have been sent to, well, we have 86 in the live chat and live stream right now. Our traders, some of them are still in the position. Some of them have gotten out as well. For me personally, I don't have to necessarily hit exactly each point. I just want to be consistent with where I get in and then kind of manage to trade sometimes. But again, a lot of them are looking for 27.36, and our members as well, some of them are still in. Some are talking about going short 27.36. We don't none of us are recommending that this morning, and the reason is because we still have a little bit of overhead. You can see all the way to 27.40, and this is looking on the hourly like a very strong move here around 11 o'clock. If this can close above, um, then we might consider that. But again, continue to pay attention to this prominent pattern. Get some context with the daily chart year to date. Get some context with the hourly. But keep an eye on being able to execute here the 5 minute. That can These time frames tend to smooth it out. We'll be sure to have a video up for that. And be sure to like and subscribe the video. And again, go over to indexspeculator.com. A lot of free content is being reloaded to the website. And a lot of our members have come back after we discontinued free everything, free content, free lessons, free live stream. It just wasn't conducive to the goal of this site, which is that we have a very focused group of traders, a very focused community where we can have a discussion. And when it's free and you have hundreds of people in there, it can get a little distracting. So we want to make sure we have everybody who's committed just like we are. Again, we're bringing decades of experience to index trading. And for us that is primarily Emini S&P 500, but also index ETFs. And we do have traders in Japan, Europe. So to them, the index is Nikkei, the FTSE, the DAX. Continue to follow along with us. Continue to keep up to date with our videos. And this is a nice little AM session here after the opening. We did a nice little trade of a prior resistance, and we'll continue to watch this throughout the day. But for right now, this kind of ends the video I wanted to put together, give you an idea of what live trading would be like with indexspeculator.com. And we appreciate you watching this. Have a great day.